Orleans went fishing. Here's what he said about things that he did to improve his game for Augusta.
Went fishing and I didn't go out to the golf course because I figured the greens would be a lot slower at the course I practice at. And I figured I didn't want to putt on slow things. So I just went in my garage and swept it and stuck a little bottle at the very end of it and started hitting some putts to it for about 10-15 minutes. It wasn't anything major, just goofed around and you know, I'll let you know on Sunday if it helps or not.
Stankowski also added some contact lenses to his game plan about a month and a half ago. He says it's improved his putting dramatically. Tom and Krista will keep you up to date on the things that are happening over there by Ike's Pond. Until then, let me go ahead and throw it back to you.
And thank you, Paul. Paul was right out there. All of our weather forecasters, Jay Jeffries and Don Johnson, have been right on the money, and along with Bob, of course, right on the money. Beautiful weather out there.
And Don and Jay are doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work, too. Well, still more to come on this Masters.
When you see news happening, call the Alltel Mobile Channel 12 hotline. That's star 1212. Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
Sudden death playoff, we had one. A couple of hole-in-ones, we've got those too. Hi everybody, Paul Davis back with you live from beautiful Augusta National, where it's starting to get a little hot out here, I think. Maybe we should shed the sport coat. I'll do that after this broadcast. I want to talk about the par 3 today. For the third straight year, the folks who are down there get their money's worth, and for the 15th time overall, it goes to a sudden death playoff. This is some of the fun today, and this is Bob Tway as Lachlan McLean joins me. And Lachlan, this was a heck of a shot.
There were a record 4 holes in one last year, and look at that. We had another one today. A great shot by Bob Tway, and the fans out there had to love seeing that.
Mark McNulty also had a hole-in-one that makes 35 in the history of the par 3. This is the 38th year for the par 3, Bob Tway. And look at Fuzzy Zeller. He does this every year.
I tell you, that's why the par 3, that's what makes it so special, is the kids go out there, they have fun. He almost made that putt for Fuzzy's little kid. Good stuff.
Can tell you that Sandy Lyle edges Mark McNulty on the second extra playoff hole. He came up with a birdie to win, so he gets that crystal chalice, but he's got that kiss of death because, as we said before, never has a guy won the par 3 and then won the Masters the same year. Something else we want to talk about, we mentioned this at 5 o'clock, the lightning fast greens, and who better to talk about it than Arnold Palmer?
I tell you, he's been here just a few times and could tell you about these greens. And 43rd trip here, you'd think he would have a good say. We'll take some shot of Arnold putting on the second hole from earlier today. He just had a short little putt. He just missed it by a bit, but then he starts chasing it because he knows it's going to be rolling.
It looked like he wanted to go and grab it and stop it and make it stay in its place.
Yeah, it did look like that, but then he knows he might as well just walk 5 or 6 feet beyond it because it's finally going to come to a stop. We talked to the players about these lightning fast greens.
They've been very fast, and I'm not sure they can get them much faster and still be playable.
I think putting, the greens this year I think are going to be faster than they've probably been in a long time, and you just got to be able to two-putt. I mean, you cannot win here 3-putting these greens. And
the greens last week were fast, but these are still, you know, even faster and tricky, so it's just getting used to the greens is the main deal.
And earlier today, we talked with former University of Texas El Paso star Paul Stankowski, who said on his off week last week, he putted in his garage on the concrete to get used to a weird putting situation.
Yeah, I tell you, it's just that fast. But some guy that people think can handle those putts in the rest of his game is Jose Maria Olazabal, a former champion here. We got some video of him chipping out earlier. A lot of pros say he is one of the guys to beat this week in Augusta.
You know, I think Olazabal's got a really good chance of winning this week. He's full of confidence. You know, he draws the ball, and he's got such a good touch around the green, so I wouldn't be surprised he'll be there at the end.
I think he's going to play well this week. I really do. I think, you know, he's got the bit between his teeth now, and having played well, I think, in his last 2-3 starts, he's probably just coming into his own right now.
Jose Maria Olazabal won the green jacket in '94. He missed competitive golf for about 18 months, had the persistent arthritis problems in both of his feet. Lots of folks thought he was done, but he's back, won a tournament on the Canary Islands about a month ago, so his game is back on track. Let's talk about another guy who we see year in and year out playing in his 40th Masters, Gary Player, talking today about how wonderful this Masters is each year.
It's been a tournament of great excitement over the years. Really, it's just it's a paradise, and it's actually the best run golf tournament in the world. Nobody's allowed on the fairways, nobody at all, other than the golfers, and that's how it should be.
And this should be the scene every year. We hope forever, huh? Palmer and Jack Nicklaus between them, what, 10 green jackets? It's a sight for sore eyes.
I tell you, that's what you want to see, them walking down the fairway.
I'm going to put a bug in your ear. Tee off to Masters tonight, 11:30 to midnight, live from right here. It's a show you don't want to miss. Richard, Laurie, back to you.
The days are long, but we wouldn't have it any other way.
I know.
A little bit sit down, a little bit fast food.
The par 3 is wrapped up. Now it's on to the main event.
That's right. All the preliminaries are over. Masters 97 is set to start. Let's throw it back out one more time to our crew at the National. And let me start with Bob Smith. Bob, any chance of rain for tomorrow as the competition gets serious?
I'm sorry, I don't have an IFB. I can't hear you, but I suppose you're asking about the weather for the rest of the couple of days here. We'll see.
That's right. All the preliminaries are over. Masters 97 is set to start. Let's throw it back out one more time to our crew at the National. And let me start with Bob Smith. Bob, any chance of rain for tomorrow as the competition gets serious?
I'm sorry, I don't have an IFB. I can't hear you, but I suppose you're asking about the weather for the rest of the couple of days here. We'll see sunny skies again tomorrow, then increasing clouds as we head into Friday. Saturday, looks like maybe 2 rounds of rain. Hopefully, we'll get the first round early in the morning and then a round overnight. How do you like that? Rounds of rain rather than golf, and then maybe a shower, a thunder shower again on Sunday.
Actually, they want me to talk about the weather, and you analyze who's going to win the green jacket on Sunday. Some day today in the par 3, a third straight year for a sudden death playoff. The crystal goblet, chalice, I should say, goes to the man from Scotland, Mr. Sandy Lyle. Lach?
We'll have our predictions tonight on Tee Off to the Masters. Join us then.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
See you at 11.
From the news station.
Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
Welcome back. Here's the deal. It's live television. We can hear Paul at the National, but we
just can't see him.
So, Paul, if you're listening, we're going to roll your tapes if you just take us through it.
Absolutely,
Starting
Paul.
with David Robinson.
Yeah, I understand he was caddying out there, Paul.
That's right, Laurie, and don't forget, we've done this routine before here at Channel 12. Let's go right ahead, and there is David Robinson today. What is he, like 8 feet tall? Got to be the tallest caddy in Masters history. And look who he's with, Corey Pavin, Mr. Short Guy. We'll have more on Mr. Robinson. We'll talk a little bit in a moment. Let me show you the par 3 stuff from today. That's Vijay Singh, won the par 3 2 years ago. He's got a son. So does Jeff Maggart, and she's all pooped out. She's got to sit down. This is John Cook, and you love watching these fellows on number 9 trying to go over the water, Ike's Pond, and look at Cook. Fans couldn't believe it, and there is Mr. Robinson in his new adopted neighborhood today. 3 holes in 1. Bob Tway, Mr. Nice Guy, said he's been struggling with his confidence as of last couple of years, is on the comeback, I think, with his game, and that'll do a lot for your confidence. Again, McNulty and Crenshaw also had holes in 1 today. Other stuff to tell you about. I want to show you that they did, in fact, have some practice rounds. Some of the guys out there, like the man, the myth, playing in his 43rd consecutive. That is Arnold Palmer. Next year he ties Sam Snead. The year after that he will be the consecutive start leader. This is Jose Maria Olazabal, who a couple of the golfers who we talked to seem to think is back on his game. They have pinpointed his problem. It's not with his feet and the arthritis that some had reported. Instead, it was a lower back problem, and Jose Maria Olazabal is ready to play maybe some great golf this weekend. It's catch you up to date on baseball. Pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, Jose Mesa, breathing a collective sigh of relief tonight. He was acquitted on all charges today relating to that rape situation. He still, though, has to stand trial on charges that he was at one time carrying a concealed weapon. How about the Braves tonight? And the big story was Jeff Blauser. This is Jeffrey coming to the plate in the 3rd, trying to make it 9 straight hits. Unbelievable start for him, but he picks on The first pitch given to him tonight, and it's an easy sky out to left, so he will fall several short of the Major League record, which is 12 straight hits. Here in the fourth, Chipper's at second, and Darren Kyle with a wild pitch gets by his catcher, but I want you to watch the way Kyle did his homework in spring training. I'm going to show you the replay. This is excellent baseball. Makes the tag on Chipper. Did I say Tiger? That's Chipper Jones. And in the 11th right now, it's 3-3, the Astros and your Atlanta Braves. We've got Tee Off to Masters coming up. Stay tuned for that. Richard, Laurie?
All right, Paul, we mean it when we say this. Great to see you.
Yeah, it is. We'll be right back.
Discounts and a no extra charge bed liner, Ram is putting on quite a show. You won't want to miss our newest act, Dodge Dakota, especially since everyone who buys a new Dakota from stock between now and May 11th gets a no charge bed liner. But you better hurry before the Dodge tent event pulls up stakes.
From Channel 12 Sports, this is Tee Off to Masters. Brought to you by Michelob. Some days are made for Michelob. The Georgia Lottery, the most fun $1 can buy. And by Hogan, true to the game. Now we take you live to the Augusta National Golf Club. Here's Paul Davis and Lachlan McLean.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Augusta National. Paul Davis along with Lachlan McLean. He is a Masters rookie. We'll rub that in the entire evening all the way up until midnight. And it's an annual rite of spring, and I'm not talking about the Masters. I'm talking about our Wednesday evening Tee Off to Masters broadcast.
I can't believe it. In less than 9 hours, they will get ready to hit that first ball. It seems like I've been looking forward to it for years.
Like
now the day's finally here. I can't wait.
Let's go ahead and give you an idea of what you can expect this next half hour. First off, we're going to have pairings, and more pairings.
We'll also have a feature on comeback kids at this year's Masters, guys who have made it back from injuries.
Just how special is it being a part of this Masters 61st as it is?
And I'll tell you who's a special guy. Tiger Woods will have some vibes on what pros have to say about his chances here at Augusta.
And believe it or not, we'll do it again like last year, our Fearless predictions. I do believe that this young man to my left will have some shocking information regarding who he thinks is going to win. But first, I think we have to go ahead and recap. We have to recap what happened today, and that's Jeff Maggart, his little girl putting at the par 3 tourney. What a day we had today.
This par 3 tourney is great. You get to see things like Phil Mickelson hitting from the right side. Ben Crenshaw hit from the left, Phil hit from the right, and this is why Phil plays as a lefty. He goes right into the drink.
Tiger Woods is a great golfer. He is not Superman, although it hit the stick, though, didn't it?
It was almost in there. He was in the water off the tee, so he had to save that. Here's one of the shots of the day by far. Bob Tway. There were a number of holes in one today, and this is one of the best ones. He just reads this green perfectly. It pulls right back into the hole. The crowd there absolutely loved it, as did I.
There are 37 holes in one now to talk about in par 3 history, and there were 3 today. This is Gentle Ben, known for his gentle putter, but here he is over Ike's Pond. No, this is on number 7. This is on 7. Oh man, Ben's ready. Great job. This thing went to a playoff with Sandy Lyle and Mark McNulty.
And on the second playoff hole, they both parred the first one. On the second, look at this tee shot by Sandy Lyle. I mean, you can't do much better than this. Saves himself an easy birdie. And Sandy Lyle goes on to win the par 3 tournament. He's only the second time he's ever even broken par in the par 3 tournament. But afterwards, he talked about the jinx that the par 3 winner has never won the Masters.
I hope I can break the spell, put it that way. I mean, obviously I've won the Masters anyway, so it's nice to win the par 3. I never thought I would ever win the par 3 because I wasn't good enough, maybe chipper or putter, but I've obviously proved them wrong today.
All right, so Sandy Lyle wins your par 3 this year. He won the Masters back in 1988, had haggis, the Scottish or the British dish, Nick Faldo, if you're watching, added to the Champions Dinner menu back in '88. Let's go ahead and show you our first batch of pairings, and before we're done tonight, you'll see the entire group, your honorary starters, Sarazen, Nelson, and Mr. Snead.
Gabe Brewer and Charles Cootie, Billy Casper. How about Doug Ford playing his 45th Masters?
Tommy Aaron and Ken Green will go off together at 8:38. John Cook and Stuart Sink. That is Sink. He was the top money winner on the Nike Tour a year ago.
Scott Hoke, when he was in the playoff a few years back, had the last tee time all 4 days, but tomorrow he will go off early.
Mr. Mize celebrating the 10-year anniversary of his famous pitch on number 11 to beat Norman Miller, the oldest rookie in the field at 46.
Dan Forsman, Lee Westwood making his first appearance. Jeff Sluman could do something. Tomorrow he'll go off with Michael Bradley.
Michael Bradley, the rookie, Scott McCarron and Justin Leonard, then Dudley Hart, one of my favorites, and the wine connoisseur, Duffy Waldorf. Stay tuned. Tee-Off continues after this.
Still available with no initiation fee until April 15th. Call 860-4228 for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Tee-Off to Masters. Paul Davis and Lachlan McLean. We're live at Augusta National.
And our first feature story tonight is called Comeback Kids, the story of three men who could have been doing something else this pro golf season. They've had some adversity in their lives. Here now is that story. Let's start with Steve Jones. He's the defending U.S. Open champion. Says he was inspired by a book on Ben Hogan, who came back from a serious car accident. Jones's mishap came on a dirt bike 6 years ago. He had to leave the tour for 3 seasons, mending a mangled finger and a jammed shoulder.
It was about a year or two there. I didn't think I was ever going to play again, but you know, I just waited for my finger to heal, and once it did, I felt like I could play again, and just took a lot of patience, you know.
Earlier this season, Jones won the Phoenix Open by a whopping 11 strokes. A 258 total tied the second lowest 4-round score in tour history. What about winning the U.S. Open? Maybe we should make him the favorite this week.
You know, you try to use anything you can to give yourself confidence and give yourself a boost, maybe a little edge over the field. And definitely, like Nick Faldo, you know, he's got a big edge. He's won a lot of green jackets, so you know, that's the kind of thinking you got to have. You got to think that you can win and go in there and don't let up.
Australia's Robert Allenby is lucky to be in Augusta this year too. The 25-year-old had an unexpected vacation from the European Tour last fall.
Well, I had a car accident late last year, I believe September. So, you know, I was out for a few months.
Were you hurt bad?
I broke my sternum.
Oh boy.
And which is the bone right in the middle here. So it just broke it, snapped it right at the bottom of it.
Wow.
And it's permanently bent now. But that probably so am I, so that's all right. Goes with me.
And if we were giving out a Tough Luck Comeback Kid Award tonight, it would go out to Dudley Hart of West Palm Beach. He tore wrist ligaments when his club struck a tree root in mid-swing. It put him on the shelf for a while.
Sure, yeah, I had surgery in January of '96, and I was out, didn't touch a club until the beginning of June. So I basically was out about 6 months, and you know, it was tough. It was a scary time because I didn't know how I was going to react when I came back, and I didn't know if my wrist would ever be the same. So you know, I had a lot of crazy things going through my head, but fortunately everything turned out well.
Get this, large doses of Florida Panther hockey helped take his mind off of rehabbing.
Well, the Panthers they kind of got me through all that hockey or excuse me, the wrist problems, because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't play golf, and
you couldn't stay away from a game?
No, I went on the road with him for a few games, and I was kind of a hockey groupie, you might want to say. But
the 4-time Florida Gator All-American has a nickname thanks to his volatile temper, Mini Volcano.
Well, I mean, I get mad. I'm not going to deny that, but you know, there's a lot of guys that are worse than I am. But you know, it was just a funny thing. You know, Steve Pate's a volcano, and then, you know, I was a little younger coming out, and they nicknamed me the Mini Volcano, so it just kind of stuck. You know, and I still get upset sometimes. You know, and I constantly work on that. But sometimes it helps me. You know, it depends, I think, what you say to yourself when you do get upset. And if you're telling yourself, you know, negative thoughts and negative things when you get mad, then obviously that's not helping you. But if you're getting mad and kicking yourself in the rear end, saying, "Look, come on, you know, you're better than that. Let's get going," then sometimes it helps me.
Here's hoping Dudley, Allenby, and Jones stay healthy and out of harm's way. Never quit, never give up is what Jimmy Valvano said a couple of years ago, and there's 3 fellows who said, okay, we won't.
Let's take a look at the next round of pairings as we go to break. You'll start with D.A. Weibring and Ed Fiore going off at 9:50.
Fuzzy Zeller won it back in '79, and only the third man in history to win as a rookie.
Lee Jansen won a U.S. Open and a TPC.
David Ogren, who named his son Clark Addison, he loves the Cubs. He's gone off with Clarence Rose.
Mark Brooks and the rookie from Australia, Stuart Appleby, will go off at 10:26.
And then as the day progresses, John Morse, who missed the cut his first time here, along with the youngster
Bob Tway with the hole-in-one today, and he'll go off with Jeff Maggart.
David Duval and Jesper Parnevik. His dad is a comedian in Sweden, and he brings plenty of suntan lotion.
Craig Stadler and David Frost will go off, followed by Jim Furyk and Kenny Perry.
Freddie Couples, who is not all that anxious to do that many autographs these days, and Vijay Singh, whose dad is an airplane mechanic. And we'll be back with more at Tee Off to Masters after this.
Augusta.
The news is good. Live from Augusta National. So far, so good. We're still here. Security hasn't kicked us out.
And I tell you, we want to talk. Paul said earlier it was my first Masters, but only 3 days I've realized what a truly special place this is. This week we talked to some pros who realized the same thing.
There's electric atmosphere out there. I mean, there really is. I mean, there's atmosphere if you came here and there was nothing going on. But then to have the Masters and the you know, the whole picture of it, you know, it's got everything. You know, it's got the beauty and it's got the colour and the sound, and you've got everything. You've got the breeze. I mean, everything put together makes this place, you know, something special.
It's really, I mean, just overall sheer beauty. There's no other place like it in the world. Just from pure beauty of laying out a carpet and the flowers and the trees and just the colour. Nothing else like it in the world.
There's always an atmosphere here that is hardly equaled in golf. And it's been a tournament of great excitement over the years. Really, it's a paradise, and it's actually the best run golf tournament in the world.
There's no way you walk onto this tee ever, or anyone, a Gary player, be walking on at 40th appearance nervous on the first tee, and that's what's good.
So there you have it. The golfers saying flat out, yeah, it's a big deal being here for the first major of the season.
And I tell you, a guy who's playing in his first major as a pro is Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, you know, everywhere you go, he's got thousands of people, literally it seems, following down the fairway. Everybody in the press and the media wants to take his picture and talk to him. How do the other golfers feel about Tiger Woods and Tiger Mania? Here's some of their comments.
He's the one guy who's proven everybody wrong, basically. I mean, obviously we expected great things from him, but no, I don't think anybody expected this great except him.
When he goes to a golf tournament, the golf tournament's just electric with him. The fans are electric, the press and media are electric, and the pros they're electrified by his presence.
Everybody's very interested to see how he does now that he knows he can play out here and play with the best and beat the best. So when he played there before, he didn't have that same feeling. So now he does. It should be interesting.
But he's also a decent human being, which you know, I think if he weren't, you'd see a lot more resentment, you know, so to speak, towards him. But you know, you have to respect his golf, and you have to respect him as a person. I think he's an asset to golf.
Tiger Woods.
That's good.
Tiger Woods.
We're doing an interview with Clarence.
I know.
Mr. Woods, I'm very, very sorry. The interesting comment, I think, that Tom Lehman, keep in mind, Tom Lehman lost in that sudden death playoff, first golf event of the year to Tiger Woods. Remember, he put his tee shot in the drink. So I was anxious to see how Tom was going to react to my question, but Tom, being the outstanding, great guy that he is, had nothing but good to say about the Tiger Man. Let's go ahead and show you some of the more pairings for tomorrow. Corey Pavin, the Bulldog, and Lauren Roberts together at 11:29.
Sandy Lyles won the Masters. He won the par 3. He's looking for another green jacket with Mark Calcavecchia.
Tom Kite and Zinger, Paul A. Zinger, on the comeback still at 11:47.
Should be a popular pairing. Two favorites, Colin Montgomery and Davis Love III.
Also tomorrow in round one, Tommy Tolles, who one time in his life about a year ago shaved his head into a big-time golf event. He did not do that for the Masters, but he's looking good out there.
Steve Jones, he's won a major before, along with the Swede Per Ulrich Johansson.
Ben Crenshaw, a couple of years removed from his green jacket win for Harvey Pinnock, along with the man called Constantino Rocca.
Tom Watson, and then Steve Elkington coming off that amazing performance a couple of weeks ago.
And Jack Nicklaus and the young phenom from Japan go together at 12:41. That youngster will learn some things.
I tell you, he'll have some people following him too. Ray Floyd and Robert Allenby, and then what a monster pairing at 12:59. Greg Norman and Phil Mickelson.
Stay tuned, everybody. We're halfway through. Tee Off to Masters coming back after this.
Where can you play Quick Cash from the Georgia Lottery?
Welcome back, everyone. The countdown is still going, only a few hours away as we tee off to Masters.
And you know, we talk so much hype every year about what a great event it is and what a great golf course it is. What about guys who have been here and been through the whole barrage of media attention? Did the Masters for them live up to its top-notch billing? Here are some of those reactions tonight for you.
It was a lot harder than what I expected. Okay. They set it up a lot harder. You know, the undulations in the greens are much more difficult than what you see on TV. And all that adds up to a harder golf course than what you really think it's going to be.
Well, I got in late Sunday night, went into the crow's nest, and I couldn't sleep. I was so excited to be there. I woke up right at sunup and went outside and looked at the terrain, and you just can't picture it on TV with all the changes of elevations and how much it's like a garden.
What was it like? Was it what you expected or not as nice as you expected, or about what you expected?
Well, it was probably better than I expected. The feeling I had was just was indescribable.
It was more than I expected, really. It was an incredible experience. The golf course is totally different in person than it is on television. I'd never even been to Augusta until I played, and I never wanted to go until I was playing in the tournament. So it was quite a shock, actually, when I got there, how hilly the golf course is and how severe the greens are.
Greg Norman had a very interesting comment yesterday in the press conference he conducted. He said he really thinks that CBS TV will double their ratings in the years to come when 3-definition or 3D television really hits, and people at home can really appreciate the slopes, the hills here at the National.
I tell you, we just heard guys talking about their first-time memories of Augusta. There'll be 15 guys getting that first-time memory this year, 15 rookies. Well, how are they going to learn to play this course? We talked to some of the pros for some advice.
I mean, Augusta, the key is that you got to hit it in the right spot, and then you have to putt well.
I had one of the caddies there, and I asked him a few times, which way the putt broke, and I looked at him and I said, there's no way a putt breaks like that, and there's no way that this putt's uphill and this one's downhill. And he kept telling me, he says, well, you've heard Nicklaus say, everything goes towards Rays Creek, and there's some putts on those greens and actually some chips too that you can't fathom how difficult they are.
Advice to rookies this year playing the National for the first time, if you could tell them one thing that would help them get through the week.
Putt well. Yeah. Putt well, you'll get through the week.
You also may want to take this small advice, say a prayer before you step up to number 1 tomorrow here at the National. Let's go ahead and show you some of the other pairings for tomorrow. I know at home you're trying to figure out where your favorite golfer is going to start. Palmer and Bladen at 108.
Bernhard Langer and Mark McNulty at 117.
Gary Player, the first foreigner ever to win the green jacket, along with Tim Hogarth.
Steve Stricker, and there's Paul Stankowski. We just heard from him. They have never played together before, but they'll go off at 135.
And the traditional situation, the defending champ along with the U.S. amateur champ Woods and Faldo at 144.
Jose Maria Olazabal, a lot of the players are picking him as a favorite. His game is back on track after he's gotten over his injury. He'll go off with Mark O'Meara.
And Lehman and Price at 202, Woosnam and Ernie Els at 211.
Sevy's back. He'll play with Jumbo Osaki. Should be a big gallery following those two.
John Houston and my man Willie Wood talked about spending time in the crow's nest. He's a neat guy.
And Fred Funk, the last tee time of the day, he'll go off with Guy Boros.
Stay tuned. More from the National Live after this.
I think we whipped them on that hole. For sure.
When I think
Be a check us out winner.
Welcome back to the Augusta National Golf Course, where we're live, Paul and Lach, and this is the part of the show that we have dreaded the most, our fearless predictions.
And I will start. I'm not going to say he's going to win, but keep your eye on John Houston. He's played 7 times here. And his average is still below par. He was tied for third back in '89. If you're looking for a dark horse, I really like John Houston. Let's go to some videotape. I want to talk about some other players. Tiger Woods, of course, everyone's keeping their eye on him. But remember, he has never broken par here at Augusta. So I think Tiger's time will come in the future, not this year. Another guy I really like is Jesper Parnevik. He is the all-around leader in PGA Tour statistics. Yes, it's his first Masters, but he's played in a lot of majors before, and I think Jesper's got a good chance. But the guy I'm going to go with this week is last year's Player of the Year, Tom Lehman. He's had a second here. He's had a third here. Tom Lehman is my choice to win in Augusta this year.
And before I make my fearless prediction, I would like to say that I was the sportscaster on the show a year ago who did predict that Greg Norman would get it done. Let's face it, he had one arm in that green jacket before Faldo yanked it away. Who do I like this year? Well, I want you first to hear comments of people that I think I like the way they're thinking and the way they're talking. Listen up.
Well, I put myself in the top 5, and if I feel confident about it, you know, I'm usually pretty honest about it. The last couple of years, I felt a lot more comfortable there, and you know, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not nervous. Oh my gosh, I got to get ready for Augusta. Now I'm excited about it. I know if I just go and play golf the way I know how to play, I can win, and that gives you a lot of confidence that you don't have to do something extraordinary and play above what you're capable of to win.
But I firmly believe that Greg will be back and play well this year, and he'll come back and give a good account of himself. I think he's probably tried to gear himself to that, so you'll see it happen.
Well, I feel like if I'm on my game, I'm definitely going to be. I think I'll have a chance. You know, I like the course, and I think the course likes me. And the last couple of years there, I think I finished 40th and then 18th last year, and so it's been pretty mediocre. I haven't really played all that well, so hopefully I'll get there this year on top of my game.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lehman was putting on that coat on Sunday. He is the British Open champ, PGA Player of the Year. The man has the game to win here. Davis Love's got his brother Mark at his side. He also got rid of 5 kidney stones. He says he's feeling great, no more back pain. He's been around the golf course many times. He knows the nooks and crannies. Greg Norman is focused. He's a guy on a mission. Why not? And why is it that we never talk about the defending champ? Nick Faldo trying to become the first to win back-to-back events here twice. What the British oddmakers say, what, 14-1, he's going to do it.
All right, you can name every golfer, and now you got to pick one. Make a pick, Paul.
Davis Love III and his brother will reign come Sunday afternoon. I guess we're out of time, huh?
That's what they're saying in our ears.
This is Paul Davis, along with my former ESPN buddy, Lachlan McLean, saying thanks for watching. We'll see you out on the golf course.
Good night.
From Channel 12 Sports, you've been watching Tee Off to Masters. Brought to you by Michelob. Some days are made for Michelob. The Georgia Lottery, the most fun $1 can buy. And by Hogan, true to the game. This has been a special presentation of Channel 12, your Masters station.
In the Atlanta area, 73 degrees. And that's it from the Weather Center. Actually, it's not the Weather Center. This is the right out here on the grounds of the Augusta National.
But for this week, this is the Weather Center.
It does look threatening, doesn't it? But it's not.
It does, but let's think positive. This will all blow over, and tomorrow sunshine skies again. That's a prediction from Paul Davis. I can also predict that if you talk to most of the golfers tonight, Bob, and thank you very much, and I'll go ahead and tell the folks that the conditions today, well, the pin placements were different, and much more to the liking of the golfers, and the scores today reflect that. Let me go ahead and show you some of the action from this morning, and this is Ian Woosnam on number 2, his approach shot to the green, and he's got just the right amount of backspin. He put up a 77 yesterday, a 68 today. I'm going to show you him follow up this putt when it stops. Ian Woosnam gone for the birdie. Here on number 2, this is a par 5. He's got it. He is +1 through 2 rounds. Another guy I want to show you from this morning is Bob Tway, also on number 2, trying to make the putt for a bird. He's got it. 78 yesterday, 73 today. Bob is +7 and probably won't make the cut. Ray Floyd from the beach 79 yesterday, 75 today. Sad to report he's plus 10 and in the clubhouse. And this is Scott Hoke, who had a great turnaround day. 79 yesterday, 68 today. He's at plus 3, but probably will be back come Saturday and Sunday. Another interesting story out here, the defending champ, Nick Faldo. We were wondering, will he get a chance to take on Greg Norman again come Sunday afternoon? Let me show you Faldo coming off of number 18 today. We tried to get a comment from him. No way. He had shot 81 plus 12. He'll probably miss the cut. Phil Mickelson, though, he had this to say.
First, I guess, how difficult was the golf course today compared to yesterday, first of all?
Well, it was still difficult, but I thought that some pin placements were a little bit more susceptible for birdies, and because of that, I think the scores would be a little bit lower. But still, if you miss the ball on the wrong side, you can make some doubles.
Okay, so Phil puts up a 74. He's plus 4. Will probably make the cut. And here is the leaderboard as it stands right now. The far right number means that Montgomery is still on 13. Woods having a good day, picked up 2 strokes so far. I can tell you also that Tom Watson is done 75 yesterday, 68 today. He's at minus 1, and Tom Kite's at plus 2. Remember, this is cut down day. The top 44 scores plus ties, and anybody within 10 strokes of the leader will make the cut and come back for the weekend. I'm done for right now. Rick and Krista, let's go ahead and throw it back to you.
Thanks, Paul.
Looks like a good day out.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back live to Augusta National. A mind-boggling day for the defending Masters champ Nick Faldo, trying to become the first man in history to win back-to-back green jackets twice. He won't do it this time around. He puts up a second round to 81. He finishes at plus 12. And if things stand as they are right now, the cut will probably be anybody at plus 3, plus 4, or better. Should also mention that right now, Greg Norman doesn't look like he'll be around for tomorrow's third or second round either. Let's go ahead and talk about things that you need to know about from today's action. I'll show you number 6, and this is a par 3, 180 yards. And this is Steve Jones. The fans love to park around this hole because sometimes you see holes in one. And Gary Player once called this the toughest green on the course. Steve Jones's ball is a rolling. He finished with a 78 today, plus 16. Jones is finished. Show you Warren Bladen now coming up as soon as that ball stops, and he'll try to get close with his second shot. Maybe a birdie here. He put up a 79 yesterday, a 72 today. Here is Bladen for the par putt. He finishes at plus 7 today. How about Augusta's very own Larry Mize? A turnaround day for him. 79 yesterday, 69 today. And this is for Bird on 6. Won't get it done. He's at plus 4, though. He's going to probably make the cut, I hope so. And Greg Norman, you remember the dramatics last year on Sunday? Here's Greg, his tee shot on number 6. He'll try to get this thing as close as he can, and he'll do so. And Greg Norman ends up with a birdie. Let you hear from some of the golfers today about the conditions.
Well, I think yesterday a lot of the guys, we weren't expecting the course to be as it was yesterday. I think that's not scared, but shocked a lot of guys when they went out there. Much more prepared, everyone adjusts, and the adjustments made, and the guys are probably handling the course a lot better.
I think the pins are a little easier to get to, but the greens are still just as fast. So, I think they took it easy on us today on the pins.
And the players are much appreciative. Right now on 15, your leader is Montgomery. He's now at 6 under par. That'll change the cut spot. Couples is in the hunt. Tiger Woods is going to 13 right now. Coming up at 6:01 and 6:20, we'll update today's action. Round 2 of the Masters. Rick and Krista, back to you.
And thank you, Paul. We'll be right back. Also in danger of missing the cut. One guy that gets to go back tomorrow no matter who's playing, Paul Davis. Paul, some big names having some big problems out there.
You know, that story about Norman and Faldo is actually old news now, because you know who is your leader at the Masters and still playing? Tiger. Tiger Woods started the day 2 under par, has picked up 5 strokes. Right now, folks, he's on 15 at -7. He's up by 2 on Colin Montgomery, who's on 18 himself, and Constantino Rocca at -4, still playing on 15. Faldo, well, let's go ahead and show you some of the highlights from this afternoon. The Channel 12 staff was out and about with cameras all over the place. And this is Nick Faldo, who puts up an 81 today. This was his second shot on 6, and he actually gets that coming back to save par, but he's at 12 over. He won't be back tomorrow. Neither will Greg Norman. It looks pretty good that +4, +5 or better will make the cut. Norman's at +7. Looks like he's done. This is Lee Westwood from England, and did he know how to figure out this shot or what? I mean, that takes some real geometric thinking if I ever saw it. Jose Maria Olazabal, his injury problems are behind him. Look at him, a birdie on number 2. He finishes at 2 under par. Lots of great fans out here today. I'll show you one more from Freddie Couples. He's still on 17. He's at -3. But I want you to hear from Ben Crenshaw on the difference in the golf course from yesterday to today.
Oh, it's better. I think if you put a scale on the course on the both Thursday and Friday today, if you put a 10 scale, course played 10 hardness yesterday, and it got about an 8 today. I mean, you can just get to it a little bit more today.
The difference in today from yesterday, as you look at the leaderboard as it stands, pin placements a lot more conservative for the players today. Tom Watson had a 68, by the way. He's at -1. Jeff Sluman, the best round of the day, at 67. He's -3. And later in sports, we'll have more on the action in round 2 of the Masters. Here is our weather guru, Bob Smith.
Turn on the windshield wipers. We have a little sprinkle out here.
Just a little sprinkle.
Nothing more than a sprinkle. And that's all we expect this evening, just a few light sprinkles. Radar shows one little patch of rain near the official rain until we get wet. And I don't think anybody's wet around here yet. But later on tonight, we will get the showers and even a few rumbles of thunder overnight. That should be arriving around midnight tonight.
Coming up in 15 minutes in sports, the latest on Tiger. Back to you guys.
All right, Paul, Bob, thanks very much. We'll check in.
Today, mostly sunny, highs around 66, and look who has joined me, Paul. Now, has it rained? It's only drizzled here.
No, it's not a problem.
But you brought your umbrella. You didn't trust
I did
me.
because a good sportscaster is always prepared.
Well,
Coming
I
up
guess
in
you're right.
sports, if you didn't shoot +3 or better today, you're packing your bags, calling the wife and the kids. You're going to spend the weekend at home. Stay tuned for Channel 12 Sports. We've got an action-packed show coming your way.
12. Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
The experts said he was too young maybe to win the Green Jackets. Some also suggested he needed a few more trips around the Garden, that is Augusta National, to get it done. Well, ladies and gents, right now, as we speak, standing right here, so help me God, Tiger Woods is your leader at the Masters. On 17, he's at 8 under par, which puts the cut right now at +2 or better. How many golfers do you think are sitting in the clubhouse saying, Tiger, come on, let up? Let me bring in the only sportscaster I know who said that Tiger couldn't do it the other night.
I didn't say couldn't. I said maybe not this year.
Different golf course today, huh?
Yeah, I tell you, different weather conditions, different course, a little bit easier, and a lot lower scores are being posted.
Let's go ahead and show you the wonderful creative shot from the Channel 12 photography department. It was a nice day today for the most part.
The sun was coming in and out. When it was out, it was beautiful, and then when it wasn't, made for, again, we talked about low conditions. There's Tiger.
That's a birdie. He's picked up 6 strokes from his first round, and as we said, he leads by 3. This is Jesper Parnevik.
And Jesper is always a dark horse. She shot 73 yesterday, at 72 today. A great lag putt right here.
We put a camera today on the lovable number 6. It's 180 yards, a par 3, and this is the tee shot from Freddie Couples.
Fred, great off the tee. He would birdie this hole. He ended up with a 69 today and is definitely in the hunt for the weekend.
Headlines today for the last hour or so before we started talking about Tiger. Colin Montgomery, and it's in a hole.
Love the Scotsman. Gets it from the fringe.
And then John Houston, who we've just discovered, came up with a 10 on number 13. That's 5 over par on 13. You could see he was having trouble early on.
Yeah, John Houston really struggling today with that score. It's only a few shots over par, but he is way off the leaderboard. And this is a nice drive here by Davis Love, who also got himself back into contention.
Yeah, after 2 rounds, Davis Love, along with his brother Mark, caddying -1, so he'll make the cut. This is a great shot from Davis Love. And we got a chance to talk to more of the fellas today on the different setup for the National today.
Well, we didn't have any ER pins out there today. We had about 4 or 5 of them yesterday, and today the pins were in insane locations.
Well, I feel great. You know, last year I missed the cut here for the first time, and wanted to come back and play well, and I'm
so far so good.
So far, so good. Here's the leaderboard now. Tiger's on 17. He's at 8 under par. Puts the cut at +2 or better.
Or top 44. Remember that. Top 44 will also make it. So with Tiger putting that number up, there's no guarantee that some guys above 2 might not also get
Stankowski still on the course, as is Constantino Roca, and then Sluman, who actually had the best round of the day, 67. Freddie Couples at -3. Talk about Jack Nicklaus. He is at +3, so he's on the bubble right now.
There for sure. When I went in the press tent, just came out, they said that it was a +5 would get the top 44 in. So that's what they're looking at. Those kind of numbers right now. We'll have to see where it stacks out.
Arnold Palmer is definitely done, +32 after 2 rounds. And, you know, the bottom line on Arnold Palmer was it was nice to see him out here and able to play 18 2 consecutive days.
Yeah, he wasn't out here to win the tournament. He was out here to prove he could play the tournament, and he got standing ovations everywhere.
Let's talk about the autographs from the celebs that you may or may not have obtained today.
Well, you'd be surprised at some of the people that are golf fans. Guys we've seen on the course. Barry Switzer was at Amen Corner. Syracuse basketball coach Jim Boeheim is here. Jimmy Connors was cited, and Glenn Fry of the Eagles was here. I don't know if he'll be jamming with Casey and the Sunshine Band tonight or not, but he's also in the house.
I think the thing that's interesting is we're starting to get that little bit of precipitation, and we were saying how the golfers wanted to see that happen for the weekend, so it would maybe take some of the bite out of the golf course, but the folks who set the pins up went and took care of that for them a day ahead of time.
Yeah, you're right. The pin placement's a little bit easier today, and the golfers were saying if it does rain, the greens are still going to be fast, but it's the setup shots that will be a little bit easier to make.
And just in case you've forgotten about Tiger Woods, 2 years ago, he was the only amateur to make the cut, finished tied for 41st. Last year, he missed the cut after putting up consecutive 75s. Before we're done, the Braves and the Cubbies tonight. Somebody upstairs likes the Cubs because the snow has postponed that game.
Gotta love being here in Georgia instead of snowy Chicago.
Of course, the Cubs at 0-8 on the season, worst start in Chicago Cub history.
And my diehard Chicago Cub fan club card is getting bronzed right now, getting tarnished.
Watch Channel 12 News at 11. We'll have the latest on Tiger's charge here at Augusta National. Richard, Laurie, back to you.
Okay, the course keeps tearing up seasoned golfers.
Sounds like it, but Tiger is still making up the numbers, isn't he?
That's really something. I bet the gallery's going to be following him.
He's not done yet.
Golf discount is Augusta's
Golf ball, and that's just what he did today in Augusta.
He sure can. He's still wowing the crowds. Let's bring in our Paul Davis now to explain all this for us.
I want to read, this just came down from Jack Nicklaus. He makes the golf course into nothing. It's a shame Bobby Jones isn't around to see this kid. He is playing a game we are not familiar with.
Wow.
That's what they said about Jack. Jones did in '63 when he was the youngest to win a green jacket at 23. But now, who knows what's going to happen. Based upon, though, what happened last year, I wouldn't go taking Tiger Woods' coat measurements just yet, but I'd be getting that tailor ready. Seve Ballesteros is the youngest man to win a jacket, 23 years, 4 days. That benchmark shaky tonight, like yesterday. Woods had a field day on the back nine, went from 2 under to 8 shots under par with 2 more rounds to go. That's his eagle on 15. His 67 Friday's best round of the field.
I'm pretty focused, but I'm having a good time too. But you know, out there it's a grind to play this golf course because you're playing against some of the best players in the world. But this golf course is so demanding.
He is averaging officially 337 yards off the tee by leaps and bounds, the best at the National the last 2 rounds. But Montgomery is right behind his shoulder. There's Roca and Jeff Sluman, who had a wonderful day. And then some other gents that I think still, man, in the hunt this weekend. Freddie, Jose Maria, Price, the man who missed the cut a couple of times and was anxious to get back here. Zinger is still in it, and so is Mr. Contact Lenses, Paul Stankowski. And somewhere in all that I didn't tell you that Faldo, Norman, and Mickelson are gone, headed home. They'll watch rounds 2 rounds 3 and 4 on the television set.
Faldo has to stay around to put the green jacket on the champion.
Very good point. That's
right.
why Laurie's here, to keep me...
I tell you,
You knew that, though.
I followed Tiger for a little while today, and he would drive the ball and then chip to the green. He's on in 2.
But you know what scares me the most? He said he's having fun. And when you're having fun and you're 21, nothing scares you. Don't look for Sunday's pressure to break this kid
Think
down.
he'll let his guard down?
I don't see how. He's young and anxious.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot,
We'll be
Paul.
watching.
Well, for the first time in years, Richmond County officers are arresting street vendors. Yesterday, deputies took 4 men to jail for allegedly selling forged autographs of Tiger Woods and Arnold Palmer. The men work for the American legend. The sell-off came after the Labor Department reported its producer price index fell for the 3rd month in a row in March. Retail sales were sluggish in March as well. Auto sales were off, and so was the Easter season for retailers. You may be working on your taxes this weekend, and the IRS is extending its helpline hours. From Saturday through Tuesday, phone lines will be open starting at 7:30 in the morning. Here's the number, 1-800-829-1040. And McDonald's is hoping to cash in on that Beanie Baby craze. Today they started giving away a miniature version of the popular toy with their Happy Meals. McDonald's plans to offer 2 teeny beanies a week for 5 weeks, so tell the kids. Overnight showers in the forecast. We will see even a different golf course tomorrow.
Apparently lower scores, Paul?
Yeah, a kinder, gentler Augusta National, if you will. But if you're Tiger Woods, you're saying it can rain. It doesn't have to rain. I'm enjoying myself, and I can score well again. Coming up next in sports, more on what happened today in Augusta, and a roller coaster ride for the man who ended up grabbing the pole anyway for Sunday.
Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
So help me, I saw Nick Faldo and Greg Norman walking shoulder to shoulder out of the National today. Wouldn't be surprised if they weren't still telling old war stories right now over a beverage or two. And they're done talking about today, I can guarantee you that. Nick had 3 bogeys, a double bogey, a quadruple bogey on 13. That's a 9. He finished with an 81 today, plus 12. He'll be hanging around for the ceremony Sunday. Greg Norman, God love him, a 2 over par round today, which wasn't too shabby, but plus 7 for the 2 rounds. So he's done probably on his yacht tonight, having a cool one, or at least some cookies and milk. Tiger Woods didn't stiff the press after his remarkable day. He did make us wait about 45 minutes while he went back and hit more balls after his 2nd round 66. I guess he needed the work. Woods started the day 2 under, picked up 6 strokes before he was done with 5 birds, 1 eagle, and a bogey. He leads by 3 with 2 rounds to go.
Didn't hit the ball that well early, but I got it going on the back 9 again. And I think more than anything, I drove it well today. And if I can drive the ball well here with my length, second shots become a lot easier.
His playmate tomorrow is Colin Montgomery. The man from Scotland has never won in America. First on Europe's Order of Merit for a record 4 straight years. His 67 today, actually the best 2nd round score behind Woods. As for the showdown, bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, good luck to him, but I'm just trying to concentrate on my own game, and if I can put pressure on him and score another 67 tomorrow, well, you know, he'll have to play, but if he keeps scoring 66, well, you know, best of luck to him.
If he keeps shooting 66, the party's over. Tiger Woods, and then Montgomery and Constantino, and then Sluman, who had a quiet good day. Other guys on the leaderboard, Couples, Jim Nance's buddy, Olafable, Price, the Zinger, and Paul Stankowski, the man who's got some contact lenses and putting a whole lot better. How about home for the weekend? I'll be home for the weekend. Phil, the guy that a lot of folks thought was going to do it this time, Norman Player and Mr. Floyd, and then Seve, Faldo, Steve Jones, who had a remarkable year last year, finished 4th on the money list, and Arnold Palmer, of course, not a very good time for him here in Augusta this time around. In the newsroom right now, a man who admitted to me just the other day that golf, I can take it or leave it. Lachlan McLean, your career is ruined now in Augusta. Take it away.
Yeah, but Paul, I said that before I had been at the Masters for a few days, so now I can definitely take it. The golf course was sane today. That was how Tom Watson put it. And so we saw some great shots. It's my job to bring them to you. Let's go to the videotape for what we like to call Masters Gems from round 2. And we'll start with a shot you just saw, but it's worth seeing one more time. Colin Montgomery on the 10th hole. Can you read a break any better on a putt? Amazing, turns all the way back around and goes in the hole. Sandy Lyle, he's a man who's won here in Augusta and looked to return to a previous form. This is his tee shot on the 16th hole. Yeah, that's not bad at all. He'll leave it just a foot or so away from the pin. I want to show you the definition of frustrations. Constantino Rocca on 11. So close, yet so far. And he'll think about what might have been. And speaking of definitions, how about the definition of awesome? Nick Price on the 12th from the beach. Lucky the stick got in the way to slow that down, but he will hole out. Jesper Parnevik on 18, trying to save par. This will give him a good mood as he heads to the clubhouse as he sinks that long putt and can't ever not include Tiger in the gems. This is his approach shot on 14. He was aiming at those greens all day long, and what a beautiful shot. Tiger Woods is your leader, and those are your Masters gems. And Paul, it was a great day out there. I'm looking for more of the same this weekend.
Before you go, the guys in the CBS tent tonight said they liked your Caddyshack blurb from last night, Lach. Job well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, buddy. And hopefully you call all the scores a few moments earlier. Again, the Braves with the day off after their game with the Cubbies at Wrigley was wiped out by snow. Rusty Wallace had a flair for dramatics today in Bristol. He had a little problem in the practice run, got things dialed in to grab the pole for Sunday's Food City 500. Sterling Marlin will be alongside on row 1. Musgrave, Kenny Wallace, and Jeff Gordon the next fastest. Before I go, I want to submit to you the best headline in all of America from the Chronicle. Houston, the Eagle has landed. He had the Eagle yesterday on 18. See you tomorrow.
Nice work at the paper.
We'll be right back.
Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
The big shots are being shot down. Hi, everybody. Paul Davis live from Augusta National. As we said, round 1 is winding down. Let me tell you that Greg Norman approaching 18 is +5. He's 5 strokes over par. He took a double bogey 7 on 15. Nick Faldo playing with Tiger Woods is 3 over par. Tiger was 4 over when he made the turn, but 3 consecutive birdies starting on 12, then 13 and 14, and he's now 1 over par. So Tiger Woods having the better of it out of that triumvirate that we just talked about. Let me show you some of the other action today, and thinner crowds than what you have to expect when you come out for the first 3 days of practice rounds. On 18, this is John Cook, and he's one of the very few guys that seem from time to time to have the putter working, although he finished 5 over par, but he loved that way to finish up. Stuart Sink, his wife had a baby 2 days ago in Atlanta. He's been able to get back and make his start time for round 1. And he finishes 3 over, but I'm glad that he's got that pressure off of him. He can concentrate on his golf, maybe a better score tomorrow. Vijay Singh from the fairway on 9. His dad is an airplane mechanic. He won the par 3 a couple of years ago. This is his second shot. He ended up with a 75 today, which is 3 over par. But I'll take that on number 9. And how tough is putting on 9 today? Well, watch Bob Tway go to school. Well, at least he needed to go to school on this. Tway ended up at 6 over, a 78, and this is one of the problems today for many of the golfers. And I want to also talk about, oh boy, where's this thing going to stop? It had better stop. Well, that's why Bob Tway had not the great score that he wanted. Dudley, a hard comeback player for me. I had wrist problems, ligament problems a year ago. Back on tour, qualified for the Masters. Nice effort on 18. But he's the guy that talked about the putting greens today.
But it seems like it's playing more difficult. I mean, I don't remember some of these pins, you know, some of the balls on the greens running away from you quite like they did. You know, on number 6, I had about a 12-footer. Left of the hole, putting uphill, left to right. I saw that. That was a pretty, you know, I'm like, I never even thought about, you know, I was just thinking make it, and I missed it just low, and it went about 8 feet past the hole, you know, just ran down the hill. I said, geez.
Dudley finished 2 over with a 74. Let me show you the updated leaderboard. Zinger is done. Look at the score he had, -3 today. Right now, only 6 golfers have evened or bettered par, so right now, Augusta National is winning. Coming up at 6, we just grabbed Jack Nicklaus, who finished with a 5 over 77. He says he loves the conditions for the golf course, and we'll talk more about that at 6. Rick and Krista, I'm done for now.
Thanks, Paul.
A lot of action out there.
Yeah, he's got the roughest assignment in the city. Still more to come on this Masters edition of Channel 12 News.
Stay with us. First at 5 continues after this.
When you see news happening, call the Alltel Mobile Channel 12 hotline. That's star 1212. Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
Folks, I'm here to tell you that this television business is one tough profession to be a part of. An hour ago, the story was different here at Augusta National. Let me show you the guy that we thought would be our headline tonight. Paul Azinger, comeback player of the year in '94, his 14th year on the tour, puts up he's flying on cloud 9, puts up a 69 today, which was 3 under par for the round, and he was your leader, and he wasn't quite sure of himself in the post-round comments, though.
I wasn't real sure of myself on the greens early on. I became a little more sure of myself as the day went on, but I really hit it well today. I mean, I really did. I had a good flight on the ball. The ball spun well off the irons, and I hit it, extremely well at TPC a couple weeks ago. And, I ended up finishing 14th, so I didn't really get much out of it. But I've been hitting it good, and fortunately, I was a little more sure of myself as the round progressed with my putting.
So Azinger was the man of the hour. We thought he was going to have the best round of the day. Not many folks were able to challenge this golf course today because of these slick greens. But let me tell you now that your leader right now is Paul Stankowski. He's a young man, second year at the Masters, missed the cut a year ago. He puts up a 4 under 68, went to contact lenses about 2 months ago, and he says it improved his putting game dramatically. He also took last week off, didn't go to Freeport McMoran for the New Orleans tournament, was fishing and putting on his concrete garage floor. And so Paul Stankowski, and we'll hear from him tonight at 11 o'clock, is your round 1 leader. Let me show you now some of the other great shots that our crack staff was able to get on videotape, and it was elbow to elbow on number 2. This is D.A. Wybring, a great putt from him, although he finished at +6 with 78. Frank Nobilo, the Italian, on number 2, and we've shown so many misses today. I thought it'd be great to show you some of the golfers who had success here and there. How about Mr. Ogren, David Ogren, the Cubs fan, named his young son Clark Addison from the bunker. He finished at +5. Clarence Rose, the man who faxes his kids from every tourney to stay in touch, finishes at +1. He is a Masters rookie. Bob Tway, we'll show you Bob Tway from the beach. Tway did well early on, then had some problems on the back 9. He finished at +6, a great shot from the bunker there. And Jesper Parnevik, great putt from him on number 2. He finishes, he's in the hunt at just 1 stroke over par. As far as conditions today, here's what some of the players had to say.
Yeah, this is my 6th trip around Augusta, or 6th tournament, and that's by far the toughest I've ever seen the course play the first round. And the winds aren't extremely high either. It's just a little cool this morning, and the greens are very fast and pretty firm.
Greens were very quick, very fast. I mean, I had 2 4-footers that I tried just to hit short, ended up 10 feet past the hole, and just things like that. It wears on you a lot, this course.
Greens very, very hard and really quick. I haven't seen them this quick, I don't believe. If you played it, you're out of position. You just, it's like putting on a cake of ice.
Mm-hmm. Or like putting on the concrete floor of your garage, which is what Stankowski did all last week, and he's your leader. John Houston, I got him on 15 right now. Sportscaster I know made him his pick, and we'll go through the entire leaderboard for you. But you can see, well, let me bring in a guy who's been running around with like a chicken without his head. Tiger Woods made things exciting this afternoon.
Well, you saw that -2 on the board. Tiger with a 40 on the front 9, but he came back for a 30 on the back 9. 36 under par on the back 9. He had an amazing turnaround, and he's the story along with Paul Stankowski.
Nick Faldo +3, Norman +5, Palmer 89 +17, and Jack Nicklaus 5 over par. They're giving us the big-time wrap. More tonight from the National.
Boy, Tiger came on fire, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did for the back nine anyway. We'll see if it lasts through Sunday.
A long time till then.
Coming up tonight, 11 o'clock here on the news station, his statue will be in the Golf Hall of Fame. Now, someone has written another...
Look for the tents on exit 59 in Thompson.
You'll find the savings.
Call 1-800-JEEP-JEEP.
Paul Davis back with my esteemed colleagues here at Augusta National. If today is any indication of what we have left in store for us through Sunday afternoon, I'm not going to make it, Bob.
Did you say steamed colleagues?
That's esteemed.
Right. Anyway, tomorrow should be another nice day. Sunshine to start, but then increasing clouds during the day, and the rain will come on Saturday. And of course, that will make Saturday and Sunday's rounds entirely different, you know, slow everything down dramatically.
Let's talk to a gloating Lachlan McLean. He forecasted not rain or anything, but John Houston in the thick of things, and right now he is.
Every once in a while it looks like I know what I'm talking about. Last night's Tee Off to Masters show, he was my dark horse. He's 4 under. We'll have to keep our eye on him.
Richard and Laurie, that's the story from here. Let's throw it back to you all.
Great first day out at the National.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's Channel 12 News for 6 o'clock. Thanks for watching.
We'll all be back for Channel 12 News Masters Edition.
Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Late Night Sports. And the thing that has me so pumped about round one of the Masters is that all of a sudden, some of the names like Faldo and Norman, we're not talking about those guys. We've got some other gents in the spotlight tonight. Let's start with the guy whose nickname is Zinger. Paul A. Zinger wants to be an inspiration to folks. Well, he inspired me today, a 3 under 69. Is his comeback from cancer complete, you wonder?
Take that and run to the next tee, or walk quietly, he says.
Yeah, this was nice.
I think for a lot of people, they won't consider me all the way back until I've won a golf tournament, you know. So it just depends what you're measuring me by.
The other fellow who was in the thick of things today, led for a while, Paul Stankowski. He's got contact lenses now, was putting on the concrete garage floor last week. It got him ready. A 4 under 68 for a while. He was in the catbird seat.
You know, I just hit it in the right spots on the back nine and made some putts. Front nine, I hit some decent shots and didn't make many putts. So there it is. I mean, you putt well, you play well.
You heard it right there. You putt well, you play well, you putt well, whatever. This is Floridian John Houston, and then he's the last guy of the day to have the lead. He won't win a Mr. Personality contest, but he's a great golfer. We showed you his eagle on 18. Here's what he had to say after his great round.
17th on the back nine.
I've been here enough and had enough stuff happen to me that I don't think anything would really surprise me at this point.
So, John Houston is your first round leader, and at this time I have to eat some crow because last night, if you watched Tee Off to Masters, you heard this sportscaster say this.
I'm not going to say he's going to win, but keep your eye on John Houston. He's played 7 times here. And his average is still below par. He was tied for third back in '89. If you're looking for a dark horse, I really like John Houston.
Lachlan McLean joins me now live from the newsroom. And Lach, where's the Swami hat? You had it figured all out for the day, didn't you?
Well, Paul, the tournament's not won on the first day, but it does feel good to be right every once in a while, and we will certainly keep our eye on John Houston, no longer a dark horse at this year's Masters. It's a lot of great shots we can show you today. Let's take a look at the videotape from today's action. We like to call this stuff Masters Gems Round 1, and you've heard all the talk about Augusta's greens. Here is a perfect example. Jeff Sluman, this isn't a gem for Jeff, but it is a perfect example of how tough these greens really are. He thought he had the putt hold. Meanwhile, you got a half hour. That's how long this putt is going to roll before it finally comes to rest. Amazing out there. What a difficult golf course. How about the big duel between Tiger Woods and Nick Faldo? It really came into play on the 12th hole. Woods goes first. He lays down the gauntlet with the great shot from the fringe, but then Nick Faldo says, hey, I've won this thing quite a few times. I too can get it in from the outside. Those two battling back and forth all day long. Paul Stankowski on the 18th hole from the beach. Think he'd be lucky to even get it on the green, but instead he nails it. A great round for Stankowski, and we save the best for last.
What an incredible Cinderella story. This unknown comes out of nowhere to lead the pack at Augusta. He's on his final hole. Well, you got all of that. The crowd is standing on its feet here at Augusta, the normally reserved Augusta crowd.
Oh, can you believe it? Hello?
It's in the hole! It's in the hole!
From Houston, we have a problem, to Houston, we have a new leader.
And that'll wrap it up for the Masters Gems Weight Day 1. Let's look at the leaderboard from today's action. John Houston, of course, on top. And in second place is right there Paul Stankowski, Paul Azinger. And Paul, take it away for the rest of them.
Heck with the leaderboard. Make sure I get that movie to go home and watch tonight. Some of the other folks today at Augusta. Let's go ahead and show to the folks at home the rest of the fields that we have. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have one. Well, there's Jose and Price and Jansen, Appleby and Berganio, even par. Some of the other fellas today, Couples, Montgomery, Love, Tolles, and the Swede at even par. Elsewhere today, some of the other scores that we have from our handy-dandy Chiron machine in the back room. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Fan favorites, Lehman, Zeller, Crenshaw, Watson, and Nick Faldo. You see, not exactly where they want to be. Phil and Player and Stadler and Kite, and Jack Nicklaus at +5 says he loves the way the course is set up. And look at Arnold Palmer back from prostate to surgery at +17, pulling up the rear. Again, the Channel 12 sports team back in action again tomorrow. I am just about at a time I can tell you that the Astros beat the Braves tonight. Their first loss at Turner Field, and manager Bobby Cox was ejected from that ball game. John Daly's wife, Paulette, has filed officially for a divorce. You may want to keep him in your prayers in the days ahead.
All right, Paul. Okay. Thanks a lot. Well,
good afternoon, I'm Laurie Ott.
And I'm Richard Rogers. Welcome to this special Masters edition of Channel 12 News. He is the youngest golfer to lead after 3 rounds. He's been breaking records all weekend.
Tiger Woods is teeing off in about half an hour. There's one question in the minds of both fans and players. Can anyone catch the Tiger? Our Paul Davis is out at the National right now for today's final round. Paul.
Laurie, thank you very much. Can anybody catch Tiger Woods? Nah. I'd like to say so. I'd like to set the suspense up for the rest of the day, but it would be just an unbelievable collapse if Tiger did falter today. Tiger Woods, at the age of 2, was putting against Bob Hope on the Mike Douglas show in prime time. At the age of 5, he was featured in Golf Digest magazine, and now he's poised some 4 hours away of becoming the first minority winner of the Masters. At 21, he would be the youngest. Let me show you Tiger warming up about 35 minutes ago. It was tough for our cameras to get close to him because the crowds are 5 and 6 and 7 people deep. And Jack Nicholson was there too, trying to take it all in. I liked what Tiger had to say about his dad being here in Augusta.
It's been great being able to go home and talk to him and have him tell me a couple things as far as he's a great supporter and a great motivator, and my pop's the best.
His pop is the best, and right now Tiger is the best atop the leaderboard. We mentioned he's up by 9. Numerous records he can break today, like consecutive holes played without a bogey, margin of victory, 4-round score. They're all up on the line tonight as Tiger Woods sets to take on the National one more time. Coming up later in this broadcast, more on day 4 of the tourney. Let's throw it back to you folks.
Okay, Paul, thank you.
It was 22 years ago when the color barrier was broken at the Masters. That's
what's going on out there. Have you heard the latest?
Well, the latest is Tiger Woods is on the practice range getting ready, limbering up if he has to do that. Did you see the headline in the paper today? Tiger, great.
Oh, yes, I certainly did.
Great headline.
Yeah. What is the wind going to be a factor for Tiger, you think?
I don't think anything's going to be a factor for Tiger Woods. I mean, he takes everything into consideration. Coming up in sports, more on what's going here in day 4 in terms of the tournament at the Masters. Stay tuned.
Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Augusta National, where lots of us here are wondering, is it going to happen? Is it a done deal? Or will sports do what it does from time to time, be unpredictable? Can Tiger Woods lose a 9-stroke lead and see somebody else fitted for a green jacket tonight on number 18? Lach, No way. No way.
No way, unless we get a repeat of the movie Tin Cup, where he tries to hit the perfect shot and goes about 7 balls in a row in the water. Even then, he is 9 strokes ahead. He could bogey 9 straight holes and still be tied for the lead. It's amazing.
You use the word perfect, and that's the word many use to describe his swing. At home, I want you to watch and listen to Tiger on number 1 yesterday. You could tell that he's hitting the ball in excess of 125 miles per hour. Did you hear the sound of the crowd going ooh and ah?
Yeah, it's amazing. He's averaged 329 on his drives this week. No one else at the tournament is even over 300.
You know, his head's together, and a big reason why, his dad is here, and he talks more about his father being in Augusta.
I'll tell you what, that man on it.
But this week he gave me a quick lesson before I went out on Thursday about my putting, and it seemed to have worked.
Do you have to be careful about anything tomorrow, do you think?
Not really. I just have to go out there and play my own game. I have 18 holes to go, and so does everybody else, and I have to play well in order to win.
The leaderboard quickly now: Woods, Roca, Stankowski, Kite, and Watson, and then other folks. If Tiger wasn't here, it would be a completely different event.
Yeah, it really would be a great tournament because it'd be a bunch of people bunched up together, and we'd be excited about this final round. We're still very excited, but for a different reason.
Bunch of people bunched together, a bunch of people saying great things about this young man named Tiger. I want you to listen to some of the all-time greats talk about this young phenom.
There's a heck of a golf tournament going on if it had just stayed amateur for another year or two. That's what's been predicted, and you know, as I've said, he's a boy amongst men, and he's showing the men how to play.
He's a great player. You know, I'm out there chopping around. I'd rather be at home watching him play.
They have to do something. They have to build a Tiger tee or something, like 50 yards behind us. Yeah. Otherwise, he's going to win the next 20 jackets, no problem.
For Tiger to lose the green jacket, he's going to have a terrible day, and other folks have to play well.
Yeah, we see Constantino Roca. He was 5 under through 4 holes at one stretch. He needs to do that about 2 or 3 more times to have a chance.
Stankowski, I like this kid. I like his attitude.
Yeah, he's writing the column for the local newspaper, and he seems to have his head screwed on pretty tight. He said, I'm just going to play my game, not worry about watching the scoreboard, and hopefully put up some low numbers.
Conditions today are favorable, I would think, for scoring, although we didn't have much rain overnight at all.
Yeah, you're right. It's a beautiful day, though. Hopefully the greens will be in decent shape and a good pace, and this is Tom Kite yesterday on 15. He's also chasing Tiger.
Records on the line today quickly. At home, he could become the youngest Masters winner at 21. He could have the best 4-round score, would be 17 under par is the record now, held by Nicklaus and Floyd.
And he could also have the biggest margin of victory. 9 strokes is the record. That's what he's at right now.
So Tiger Woods also could break Ben Hogan's record for consecutive holes without a bogey. He needs to go through the first 10 holes without a bogey. He would be tied with Ben Hogan, and then the first minority to win this event as well. Don't forget, Channel 12 will have all the latest from round 4 of the Masters all throughout the day, and CBS's coverage starts at 4 until later tonight. Paul and Lach saying, have a great day.
All right, guys, the race is for second.
It really is, and that'll be really the interesting thing to see who can pull out of the pack and come in second to Tiger Woods.
But we still have to play the game. That's why we're here. Stay with the news station. We'll be right back.
Last look from the National.
Their local Ford dealers.
Talk to Channel 12 when you see news happening. The free Alltel mobile hotline is star 1212. Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Believe it or not, more to the sports world these days besides Tiger Woods. It's the Braves and Reds tonight at Turner Field. A 3-game series kicks off. Denny Nagel gets the rock for the Bravos. Atlanta stands, in case you haven't been paying attention, 8-3, tied for first place with the Florida Marlins in the National League East. Let's not forget some of the other great shots yesterday in the 4th and final round of the Masters. Paul Stankowski really impressed me. His 2nd Masters overall, he finishes in 5th place. And when you can produce iron shots like that, yeah, you're going to be a factor in years to come in Augusta. Tom Watson made a remarkable comeback after missing the cut last year after 21 consecutive. Finishes in 4th place at -4. He put up a 72 yesterday. This is a rookie, Tommy Tolles, in his first Augusta stop on 16. And watch how this thing manages to make its way like a magnet attracting another magnet So this will set him up for a birdie on number 16, which is the par 3 180-yard number. Tommy Tolles finishes in third place. Davis, Love the third. I was one of the folks who thought this might be his Masters this year, but Tiger Woods took care of that for everybody's dreams. But Davis, Love, a good showing for himself. And then, of course, Mr. Accuracy, Tiger Woods. If you've got videotape of this young man, you may want to keep it because someday down the road it'll probably be worth a couple of dollars. Let me go ahead and talk about, well, I'll talk about what's coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Tiger Woods will have more on Lee Elder talking about the significance of Tiger winning yesterday. Earl Woods talked to one of our camera guys yesterday, father of Tiger, talking about how he said all along he felt like his son had what it took to get it done. We'll also have the green jacket ceremony on number 18. You don't usually get a chance to see that unless you're at the National. We'll have a little clip from that tonight for you at 6:20 tonight here on 12. Did you guys get a chance at all this week to get out there?
Not to get out there, but I watched it on TV.
I'm sorry for that. Next year I'll see if I can pull some strings.
I
was out there. It was
this was the best seat in the house.
I think
watching
it
right here on Channel 12. You bet.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Coming up, a trip to the Caribbean.
See your CSRA Pontiac dealers today.
When you see news happening, call the Alltel Mobile Channel 12 hotline. That's star 1212. Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
Father's Day is in June, right? Well, I think we can safely say that Earl Woods, father of Tiger, got his present just a couple of weeks, several weeks early. We'll take it back to the National yesterday. Earl Woods went to Vietnam, met a Vietnamese soldier, made friends with him. His name was Tiger. That man saved his life, and that's how Tiger Woods got his nickname of Tiger. This had to be the shot of all shots from round 4. Father and son reunion. The tears have been welling up inside for weeks. Tiger's been sad about his dad's health problem. Listen what Earl Woods said last night to our Lachlan McLean.
His performance this week seems like it's a surprise to everyone, but not to you, huh?
Of course not. No. I have predicted this, and I knew it would happen long time ago.
How does it feel to watch all your predictions and all your dreams for him come true?
Well, for his sake and for all the other young kids out there that are watching, it really feels good. I don't need any self-gratification as a result.
Again, that's Earl Woods, who actually got a TV spot for his son when he was 2, putting against Bob Hope on the Mike Douglas show. We brought that up last night. But Tiger Woods has been groomed to wear that green jacket for years. What about Lee Elder, the first Afro-American, the first minority to play in the Masters? It happened in 1975. We also caught up with him last night, his reaction to Tiger's winning.
I'll be sticking my chest out and calling his name almost any conversation that I have from now on, because I feel that he has really brought us from the brink of really failure of not having anyone playing on the regular PGA Tour.
And just to recap, Tiger Woods picks up $486,000 and lots of kudos from his colleagues on the tour. Listen to what 3 had to say to his record-breaking performance in Augusta this weekend.
When you prepare yourself for a specific event and then perform at that specific event, then I think that's what all great players do.
He's making making this game kind of minuscule. He's just, as long as he hits it, he has such a tremendous advantage over everybody in the field.
Anytime you shoot the tournament record, blow away the field by 12 shots, that's a pretty strong performance and has to be considered very, very high.
And some of the other perks for winning the Masters, he, of course, gets that size 42 long green jacket, a lifetime invitation to the tourney. He's a club member now at the National, 300 Ryder Cup points, and again, that top prize of almost $500 grand. Other things to talk about, like a pretty interesting finish to a NASCAR race yesterday up in Tennessee. We'll go ahead and take you to Bristol, and this was the Food City 500, and there were 20 cautions in this race, which happens to tie, looks like synchronized swimming there, ties modern-day NASCAR record. In the end, you're going to see Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace right there. And that's where Jeff, with like 600 feet to go, takes the victory. So Jeff Gordon wins his third straight race. Get off my bumper. Third straight race at Bristol. Let's talk about baseball. The Braves and Reds tonight. Turner Field, Denny Nagel to start for Atlanta. Braves are 8-3. Pretty good start for a long, long season. And the Green Jackets still on the road at Macon. Augusta beat the Braves last night, pulling into a tie for first place in the Sally Southern Division. And we were talking about the post-Masters blues. I've got them.
We all have them.
Yeah.
It's the Monday after.
You know it is.
What do we do now?
Well, for that next in sports, also some Rock'em Sock'em Major League Baseball.
Fly ball left center. Long run for Gonzalez and Bell dives and he hangs on. Unbelievable catch. Derek Bell is...
Paul Davis.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to sports. And I feel like I need to apologize. Apologize because I don't have the grand slam that Javi Lopez smacked tonight in the 7th inning as the Braves took on the Reds. I do have some other game highlights I think you'll like. Let's go ahead and take a look. Denny Nagel is on the Hill of Thrills. Eventually got the win, but here early in the game, it's a Gappa and Deion Sanders. Joe Rogers called to say, Paul, Deion has stolen 4 bases tonight. Well, he actually scores their first run of the game, and Larkin had a triple. The Braves battled back, though, thanks in large part to Freddie McGriff, 2 RBI on this play. One's in. Chipper scores as well. Here's your final. The Braves win big, 15-5. How about another game in the National League? Astros and Cards went to extra innings. Back. Derek Bell. And that's not all, folks. He gets up, has the presence of mind to double up the guy getting stingy on the base paths. In 10, it's the Astros over the Cards. That's a humdinger of a play. Our local club, the Green Jackets, away from the friendly confines of Lake Olmsted Stadium. On the road in Macon, they lose 3-1, a grand total of 9 hits in that game. It had to be a yawner. Did you see this from today? Already out of Augusta, over at Myrtle Beach, Tiger Woods is part owner of the All-Star Cafe over there. He cut the ribbon. You know, what's it like being Mr. All-Time Celebrity, Tiger?
You know, honestly, this is a pleasure for me. As you know, I'm affiliated with the All-Star Cafe, and boy, it's exciting to open up my my own place here in Myrtle Beach, which is probably the golf mecca of the world.
Yeah, but it's not Augusta, and Tiger making the fans happy throwing those souvenir balls out into the crowd. Not sure that the dad was able to make the trip with his health over to Myrtle Beach, but I can tell you we did grab Earl Woods yesterday. This is where he was. We'll show you. He's sitting at the edge of number 18. Our cameras spotted him as he was watching his son as he came up 18. Had to have the chills going down his back, and then the great bear, from a Tiger to a bear hug, him and Dad. You know, his father said some scary things about the future of his son's talent level. Listen to this.
As he matures, his game will get better and better. By the way, he's going to get longer, too. The putting is going to be the up and down thing from year to year. But he will get more comfortable and more familiar with this course each time he plays it.
If I'm a PGA golfer, a pro on the tour, and I hear Earl Woods talk that way tonight, I say to myself, honey, I'm finding a new line of work. By the way, Laurie and I both spotted this news on the wire today. Tiger Woods slept with his green jacket last night. To the NBA, where the playoffs are just around the corner, Bullets and 76ers tonight. Allen Iverson for a 5th straight game, 40 points. It's never been done by a rookie. Watch Chris Webber work the baseline. He had 27 tonight, and his running partner is Juwan Howard. He had 27 as the Bullets take a 1-game lead on the Cavs after winning tonight against those lowly 76ers. Late night lights, and then I'm done. I have to be quite honest with you. This first play you're going to see is actually from yesterday. This is Dominique Hasek in the NHL, and when you're going to get burned, go ahead and turn the net over. He got called for a penalty, but there was no score. In the Indians-Mariners game, this is Griffey Jr. going back, and makes it look easy. Of course, Cal Ripken's playing third this year. and that is a full 360 to record the out at first base. And in the Sox-Rangers game, Damon Buford, the way Bob Smith used to do when he played for the Belvedere Little League. Those are your late night lights tonight.
It's nice to see a couple of highlights outside of golf. We love the golf, but it's also nice to see some baseball back.
I'd forgotten about the Braves, to tell you the truth. 15 runs tonight.
And they're 9-3 on the season, tied for the Marlins for first place in the National League, so having a good start so far.
Good for them. Well, if you had a vacation, you might think
all my kitchen appliances.
Everyday low prices means you don't have to wait for an ad to get the best price.
Shampoo, mouthwash, games for the kids, all my son's sports stuff. I know I can always save at Walmart.
Low prices every day on everything you need. Always low prices. Always Walmart.
Hey! This summer, a lot of fast food places have to lure you in with toys. Arby's, however, has this chicken, bacon, and Swiss. Which tastes better, molded plastic or a marinated and seasoned whole breast filet, topped with Arby's own thick-cut peppered bacon, mild Swiss, and rich honey mustard? Hey, who would have guessed, huh? They've got the toys. We've got the taste. Try Arby's chicken, bacon, and Swiss.
When you play Fantasy 5 from the Georgia Lottery, you could win hundreds of thousands of dollars all at once. Then you could start living your fantasies today, no matter what they are.
Nevada Bob's, the world's largest golf retailer, is making it easier for Father's Day shopping with further price reductions. McGregor Master golf balls, 15-pack, $9.99. Palmer Airflow gloves, 3 for $9.99. Full set of Mizuno Cimarron golf clubs, 3 woods and 8 iron, now $269.99. Plus shirts by Southport Aero and McAdam Scott, produced for this special sale. Nevada Bob's, a special place for Father's Day, Village West Shopping Center, Washington Road, Augusta.
On the bottom line tonight, your next minivan may not run only on gasoline. Chrysler will make minivans that can run on either ethanol or gasoline. It plans to build 180,000 Town and Country Plymouth Voyager Dodge Caravans next year. Ford announced plans to do the same last week. Boeing lands another deal. Continental will order 35 new wide-body aircraft. Sorry, folks, the pictures don't match tonight. Delta and American have also signed deals with Boeing. And it is a third straight record close for Wall Street. I hope you saw the numbers. The Dow gained 60 points to close at 75.39. Good news tonight for an Augusta family. They just got a big check for their twins' college education. Tanya Horn entered a photo of herself and her baby in a contest sponsored by Pampers. She won $35,000 for her baby's college education. So when Pampers learned the Horns have twins, they double the prize. A nationally known pediatrician, Dr. Barry Brazelton, made a house call with the good news.
Congratulations. Here's your first look at what's in tomorrow's Augusta Chronicle. Augusta's looking to the west for a guide in its move to ban smoking in restaurants. Fayette County near Atlanta has tabled a similar plan. Find out more about this story on the Chronicle's webpage or in tomorrow's newspaper.
Let's talk sports. The Braves looking for a shot of redemption tonight out west.
Apparently a big night for Denny Nagel.
Denny Nagel, newcomer, well, he's been with the club almost a full year now, going for his 10th victory. They're trying to play the Rockies. They've lost 2 in a row. That's not the usual thing for the Braves. Stay tuned for that. Also next, more on this man's day playing giant killer. As it turns out, all of Georgia should be proud.
Kevin Brown went right after.
Perhaps money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you freedom. Introducing the zero down $349 a month Jeep Grand Cherokee lease with $844 due at signing. Where $349 a month not only gets you quadricoil suspension, a 185 horsepower engine and power everything, it also gives you all the freedom you need. But hurry, this chance to buy happiness for $349 a month with zero down ends soon. Check one out at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
for Advanti. Advanti, don't give fleas a biting chance.
It's Arby's Chicken Bacon and Swiss, a marinated and seasoned whole breast filet topped with thick-cut peppered bacon, mild Swiss, and honey mustard for a taste you can't beat this summer.
Right now, there's 3 ways to save on America's best-selling full-size car. $1,000 cash, super low-rate financing way below prime, or this incredible family-friendly lease. Hey, you're gonna love your new LeSabre.
So come on in, driving your new Buick. You're gonna be turning it.
There's a place where friends gather at the end of the day.
Hey, how you doing?
A place to laugh, to cry, to share.
Are you all right?
It's called The Late Show here on CBS.
Welcome to my TV home.
At Dave's place, you're among friends. Welcome home.
Now, Channel 12 Sports. Here's Paul Davis.
It's just about the best thing that can ever happen to a major league pitcher and the worst to a proud big league team. A no-hitter. We had one today out in the city by the Bay. Giants against the Marlins, and that tall right-hander is Kevin Brown. Watch the way he fields his position. Little leaguers watching fundamental bare-handed baseball. He had a perfect game here in the 8th, but he plunks Marvin Bernard on the leg, so there goes the perfect game. Here in the 9th, though, a no-hitter still intact, and Darryl Hamilton is caught looking. It's a no-hitter for Kevin Brown. They won the game, and afterwards, Mr. Shy said this.
It was nice to come back after struggling the last couple of games, and that was really my thought process the whole time. I guess maybe that kind of helped me out because I wouldn't get ahead of myself and really tried to focus on one pitch at a time.
Now, what makes what happened today at 3Com Park all that much more special is that Kevin Brown is a Georgian. He played high school ball at Wilkinson County High School. Brown's hometown is McIntyre, which is about 35 miles southwest of Sandersville. I need to thank the stat cat, Danny Henry of WJAT, for that very good information. Braves and Rockies still playing right now. Early in the game here in the 2nd, this is a situation. Braves are up 1-0, and Javi Lopez puts one off the wall. Ryan Kless goes in, and darn if Javi doesn't get, well, he wants to get another base, and he's out at 3rd. The rains came, held the game up. They're back to playing in the 6th. The Braves are up 6-1. Nagel gunning for his 10th win. One of the top fuel hydro drag boat racers in the world is thinking hard about skipping Augusta's Southern Nationals this summer. We have more on the story we first brought you at 6. Charlie Fagan has won the top prize on the Savannah River the last 2 years, but he's not happy with the rule that will have his boat towed to the start line and not others. Anybody who's not raced here before will have to burn up fuel and risk engine damage by driving to the holding road.
Actually, I'm in a situation right now where, yes, they would roll the carpet out for us, and we are going to bat for everybody else. But it's the total picture, and I think that for the spectators, Augusta, Georgia is one of the best races we have for participating spectators. They get involved in this sport, and I think they deserve the best show possible, and that means that every boat out there should have the same opportunity.
I spent some time with Southern National organizers tonight. This whole deal has been one big headache.
If Charlie feels that way, I really feel bad, but he's still welcome in Augusta, and we hope he comes, but if he don't, we're going to still have the best race in the country.
I have been on the phone with Charlie Fagan today and, explained to him that we want him in Augusta.
I hope they can find a way to patch up their differences because Channel 12 is the official TV station of the Southern Nationals. We want a great show just like everybody else. Long vacation for tennis star Steffi Graf, but it's not the kind she or any top-of-the-line star wants. Graf had knee surgery today. It's been bothering her for a while. Rehab will take at least 4 months, which means she'll miss Wimbledon and the U.S. Open. News of another sports star longing for the good old days. Wide receiver Alvin Harper has been cut by the Tampa Bay Bucks after 2 lackluster seasons with them. Before that, he was one of Troy Aikman's favorite targets in Big D. Late night lights tonight. I got a bunch. First off,
he might just have added to his total right here. It is number 26 for Junior.
Ken Griffey Jr. keeps going and going. How about in the Cubs game at Wrigley? They lost the ball in the outfield. The base ump actually gave up looking for Mr. Rawhide. It was funny. Also tonight, I've got lots to show you from baseball tonight. This is Mark McGwire, and I don't know what happened exactly. I think he was called out on strikes, didn't like it, argued with the ump, and decided to have the last word. And a couple of more plays, and I'll be done. Mark, you're looking at a serious fine. You better stop. One of the best catches in the last 10 years. Jim Edmonds of the Angels. Yeah, he caught it. Is he playing football or baseball? That is a
over the shoulder.
That is a great play, and you'll see that all tomorrow on the other TV stations in the country.
Hey,
right.
You saw it here first,
That's right.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Well, usually when we show you surveillance video, you know the news is not good.
But we think you'll find this next story, well, bearable.
Ask anybody who's been. The Great American Ford Sales Event is tough to beat, just like our trucks. Because right now you can get $1,000 cash back on our Ranger. Choose from 4x2, 4x4, regular cab, super cab, and the Summer Ready Splash. All with $1,000 cash back. Or test drive the rugged and comfortable Ford F-150 and see why it's been #1 for 19 straight years. America's best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. That's $1,000 cash back on Ranger. Step up to a Ford during the Great American Ford Sales Event at your local Ford dealer.
Hey, what are you looking at? You're looking at a whole new Prime Star with over 150 channels and more sports action than ever. Now, for a limited time, you can bring Prime Star home for just 3 easy payments of only $49.66. There's no equipment to buy or maintain, and in-home service calls are free. Programming starts at about $1 a day, so call 1-800-PRIME-STAR now. It's the easy way to get more sports action than ever.
Hey, what are you looking at?
You're looking at a whole new Prime Star. Really? With over 150 channels and more movies than ever. Now, for a limited time, you can bring Prime Star home for just 3 easy payments of only $49.66. There's no equipment to buy or maintain, and in-home service calls are free. Programming starts at about $1 a day, so call 1-800-PRIME-STAR now. It's the easy way to get more award-winning movies than ever.
Come and get me.
The theories about why man first began to walk upright. Was it to gather food more easily? To better see predators? We believe man first stood so he could hurry into Shoe Carnival's Father's Day Summer Shoe Spectacular, where he found tremendous savings on casual, athletic, and dress shoes, featuring Rockport, Dexter, Reebok, Adidas, Bass, and more. It was not until many years later, however, that man learned to tie his shoes. The Father's Day Summer Shoe Spectacular at Shoe Carnival.
I guess we all do a little window shopping now and then.
Sure we do, but we're sure that you have never seen this on your way. At 2 o'clock this morning, a bear decided to go on a shopping spree at the Post Falls factory in Idaho. A police officer patrolling the mall captured the bear's shopping trip on videotape. Now, the bear seemed to be looking for something in particular as he passed the stores, maybe just doing a little bit of window shopping. The bear damaged the window that he bumped into, but only a little bit. He took off into the woods unhurt.
Wow, he took a hard right there. I thought he was going to go through.
Maybe he was like looking in the nature center, you know, like the Discovery Center.
He's like my wife. She's got to hit every store in about a matter of 15 minutes.
Right. He didn't have plastic, though, so I don't think he was in any danger of buying anything.
Female bear, right?
Oh, Bob.
Oh, man.
That's all our time. Thanks for watching.
Letterman's next. See you tomorrow.
This Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., just in time for Father's Day, it's the biggest one-day sale of the season at Rich's. Super store-wide savings this Wednesday only at Rich's.
We're celebrating the arrival of the all-new Century. Completely redesigned means new style, a powerful standard V6, and everything else you could possibly want. Save with our special introductory lease or a price that has the competition scrambling.
So come on in, driving your new Buick. You're gonna be turning it. Celebrate. Ole, 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 ole. Toyota! Toyota's hot, hot, hot.
The biggest party, the hottest Toyotas.
Toyota's hot, hot, hot.
What better way to spend your summer? Cruise in a new Camry with a $239 a month lease and get anti-lock brakes, power package, and more. This Camry's sure to heat things up.
Toyota's hot, hot, hot.
Call the fire trucks because this place is smoking. The hottest place to be is at Toyota now.
CBS, welcome home.